Alright, welcome to the video. Before I let you continue to watch, I have to let you know that this video is not supposed to be an attack towards anyone, but it is to show the blatant mistreatment of younger users and younger talent, and it's something that you should avoid. I do think people, at least the opposing in this situation, to at least do better and evaluate in the future. As of now, this channel that you're looking at is not a drama channel. I'm gonna be honest, right? This video obviously isn't my type of format or something I would do. Normally, when it comes to stuff like this, I don't really take a good look at it. But of course, it's something that I was passionate about because it's something like this grinds my gear. Because it's something I see often all over the internet. So I just want to point out, if this was like a video where like, okay, something involving my experience or something around my experience, this wouldn't feel so different. But it's not. It's involving other people. So if you think my channel's about that, no, that's not the case. Videos like that are mainly going to be about me. I'll even put this in its own separate playlist for that obvious reason. So just come in with you want to be informed. You just want to inform you, nothing more, nothing less. All right, I'll let you continue with the video. So I'm about to get into something a little interesting today, and it's because I don't like seeing this. Now, I think I can't be the only one thinking this is stupid. So, this young artist, they seem to draw on Twitter, and they are 17. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, why am I showing you this? Well, I came across my friend reply to like this situation, and I just woke up, so I couldn't process it. So after, when me and my friend talked for a bit, because he was mentioning like, bro, grown adults acting like children, and I'm like, what are you talking about? So he brought this to my attention, so now I decided to come look. And what hurts is to see a teenager having to make a post like this. I'm planning to leave this app. I feel like it'd be easier for me to come back in a few months when I'm 18. I did draw stuff that I shouldn't have, and I'm really sorry. It was all on me. No one convinced me to do anything. Okay. Honestly, sounds like they're taking some form of accountability here, Chaos. So it's the problem. Well, I'm about to leave you guys on a cliffhanger real quick. We're about to get to what I think is probably the most stupidest thing that could cause all of this to go down. And there's a reason why I believe it's stupid. Let's move on to the next piece of this issue. And that is, there is these three, I don't know how old they are. Apparently one's 19. Very funny, right? A 19-year-old thinking they know better than a 17-year-old when they don't know no better either. A 22-year-old and some other adult that I don't know. They didn't put their age in their bio, so I think cyberbullying young artists is stupid. Is that a weird take to have? Is that weird? I don't think it's weird. Why are you bullying someone that's younger than you? It doesn't make sense. It does not add up, you know? Especially with the drawing that I saw that I don't think was that huge of a deal. So let's move to the next part of why this is like pushing my buttons a bit. So this creator, Fukogo. So many white knights in my comments, so I'm just gonna delete this. Imagine trying to defend a minor drawing. I don't think I'm even allowed to say the word. Drawing Orn. Couldn't be me, lol. So this is the 19-year-old. I would like to make a correction. This guy's actually 23. I'm about to get into the 19-year-old in a minute. But what I just put up is a screenshot of them doing the same, if not near the same thing, when they were around the age of 18. Literally showing, what is this? They replied to someone with a bingo card with Pred and Pray bingo, and he said, all right, here are my results. You also forgot the unwilling and willing prayer option. Shake my head. And well, obviously it's filled with a whole bunch of things that I'm allowed to say here, but yes, brother is no better, and he's right now just sitting here messing with a whole other creator. He's feeling great about himself. And there's another person, right? His name is Jack, the idiot wolf, and you know he thinks he's the greatest. You know, don't be this guy. And it's someone being reasonable with him, you know, being rational, saying what most of what I panned through didn't seem like it had, you know, inappropriate parts or anything questionable, right? You know, the obvious stuff that something teenager nor minor should not be drawing. But of course, this guy's ignorant, he doesn't want to engage or be real, and just says really don't want to, basically signaling that this guy's just an idiot. And of course he says, I'm not hearing Orn here, go watch a cartoon. Which, there is some crazy things in cartoons that these people have not seen, right? And of course they're not going to complain about that, but they're willing to complain about a young artist, right? So there's this guy, Gigantic J. He says, apologized and never, he replied to someone saying apologized and never took down award. They don't care because it's still giving them likes and attention. Shroud says, well, he replies to this image saying, did I not delete all my art and say I'm leaving Twitter? These people shake my head. God forbid I take a day to think about what I should do. And this guy's just being completely ignorant. Someone suggests for him to make a Tumblr, because I don't know what Tumblr is like. I heard they were very full peacemaker over there. Yeah, people just being ignorant. Of course, people like this, and it's supposed to be adults, by the way, are very ignorant, and they just don't think. They don't put their brains together. They just feel as though, oh, minors doing something wrong, crucify them for the end of their days, like their life is over, right? The minor life is somehow over. So I didn't know what this drawing was until someone took a picture, the 19-year-old. So I would like to point out that this is a different 19-year-old. Their name is Mona Me. They're actually the reason why Shroud is getting this energy, from what it sounds like. So Mona Me decided to make a post, and the post was Shroud's artwork, the one I was foreshadowing. I was going to tell you my opinion on that, which I still am. This is like future chaos right now. So they take the screenshot of Shroud's artwork and said minor, by the way, 4 times, and made a reasonable presentation of it, saying, whoa, enough sulfur cubes to fill up an entire chunk. I wonder what used to be there. So that doesn't sound very provocative at all, right? Especially by its interpretation. But scrolling down, you're probably wondering, why are you saying minor, by the way? They said, muting, if you don't see an issue with child posting fetish art on the internet, please get help. So you feel like this is fetish art. I got something to say. If you have a belief that this isn't supposed to be what it is, why are you reposting that same child apparently posting fetish art? You see how that makes sense? You see how that does not make sense at all? I personally don't see how this is again, in order for it to be fetish related, you have to make it fetish related. It was a very interesting presentation, but if y'all seen like TV shows or any other show like that, you could tell what this is. So the reason why Fukogo, the other 19-year-old, decided to go on this post anyway, or like start this with Monami, is because they saw this post for Monami, and then they started to join the wagon. So this person feels as though that you don't see an issue, which no, we see the issue. At least I know I do. Some people actually did say some very smart stuff in this comment. They sound like they're actually being knowledgeable here. But the question is this original poster intelligent enough to understand what they're saying? So obviously they have people that agrees with them, people that doesn't understand the full context, or at least the full view, or they see the full context and they just don't care. It's just their belief on what they think is right. Or you would get stuff like this. That kind of behavior is fucking embarrassing. The person is 17-year-old and you act like they're 13 by act like they are 13 by getting a report hate wave on them. Do people realize that 18 isn't a magic number where your entire brain chemistry magically changes? Jesus, grow the fuck up. And I don't know why, but I don't know how this turned into, why are you defending children making porn on the internet? Which is, I don't know why it turned into that. I don't know how that turned into that, which is crazy. You should make a difference between total 13 and near adult 17. The reason a child making porn will be bad is things such as an addiction, trauma, escaping your problems, and medically proved to have a direct connections, although one through ? Unsure whether if it's correlation or causation, there aren't enough to research to be done on the subject. The reason that I'm that person and not all children is because I want people to grow up and stop acting like they're is all black and white. Turning 18 doesn't simply make you mature. Turning 18 doesn't suddenly make you protected from getting unhealthy addiction to porn and becoming mature human rationally. Think and make choices, and process takes place over a long period. Even then, turning 18 doesn't mean you'll suddenly become a smart person. A lot of people are 50 and act like fucking idiots. Get drunk every weekend, keep defending Trump and a bunch of other shit. If your argument is it's the law, then I'll ask for your argument providing the laws always morally correct, considering wildly different in other countries, and that offing Jews was illegal in Nazi Germany. TLDR, for that part, being the law is not an argument. My point is they're 17 and you're acting like they are 9 playing with a loading shotgun, when at that age most people have grown enough to make choices and decisions for themselves while considering the consequences. Apart from that, if you don't like their age, block them or don't look at their stuff. It's that simple. No one is forcing you. I see what they're trying to get at, but obviously this kind of falls flat when the thing they draw, at least to me, doesn't feel like it's orange. There's 2 things wrong with the whole stitch. The artist is being a minor and adults not checking that the artist is a minor. And this person's saying exactly. I'm sitting here like, am I losing my mind? There's also a bigger issue going on here, but let's ignore that part. You say that you want to protect children, but then you end up putting them on blast. So when an adult draws vor, it's okay, but when a minor does it, you cry? ? Why are you defending your child making like that? That's their botted argument. Like, that's how you know, like, and they're just saying this, by the way. They're 17, it's not that deep. Why are you defending a child making porn on the internet? MF spent time and effort making something, and you out here screaming at him for being underage. He isn't drawing orange. You just want to find someone to dunk on. Exactly, that's what it felt like to me. I'm just sitting there like, is this like a joke? Right? Because it's like they weren't drawing anything that was crazy. Hot take, but I think it's better to inform underage users about this. This can be a negative instead of bullying them off the internet. Exactly. Like that's another thing. I just don't understand. Why are we cool with just the straight cyberbullying? Minor, by the way. You say as you post a screenshot of their post in their account on your 18+ account, only putting them in more danger. You say as the replies of this post are filled with 18+ fat fetish accounts. ISTG, people don't fucking think. Do better, dickwad. It's always the minor do not interact that tweet. Seriously? I don't pay attention to Twitter like this. I don't even know what actually goes on. Is this really how this goes? The thing is, it's not even orange. You're just plain dumb. I'm sorry. I was like, y'all know what that is? Wow, okay. Guys, I'm sorry for uploading fetish art as a minor. Leaves it up, doesn't take the actual art down. And that's the beauty of this, right? You would think, since they think it's really not appropriate, why did they post this? Why did they show the same post and just don't take it down? I'm gonna go to the thing on the first page. Hold up. Let's scroll down. They still didn't delete it. As 1:06 in the morning at 7/4/2026, they did not take this down. And apparently this has been going on for like, when did they make this post? Since July 2nd? Yeah, nah. So apparently this is active. Shroud made a post. Shroud said, I tried to message them, but they ignored me. This is probably one of my last posts. Which, you see in the screenshot, hey, I don't mean to come off as rude in any way, but I wanted to request that you somehow censor the art I drew on your call-out post. After deep consideration, I feel like having it up and uncensored is wrong because it allows people to be exposed to NSFW art of a minor's character. You don't have to respond or change anything. Please don't take this as me trying to run away from the situation. I'm just uncomfortable with it. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a nice day. Hello. So the situation is just like stupid all around. At least to me, I think it's stupid and something that really should not have even touched the face of the mindset. But it's like every new person that enters this genre, they have to be moral police. They have to be Mr. and Mrs. Pure, and somehow they can't tell the difference between something that's like that could be or just like near the verge but not actually. You know what I mean? There's a clear difference between the two, and these two are still creators and artists at the end of the day. So they should keep their content where they want to, but unfortunately one of the artists, Monami, decided to dig in. And for what? To get validation from who? Who are you getting validation from? I don't know. I feel like when people do things like this, they trying to validate something, and they want something. They have a goal. And this creator is so, see, they're so, how do I put this? They're willing to accept this because they believe what they did is wrong. And it's only because another creator feels what they did is wrong. When in reality, when looking at it, it's not that deep as they're making it out to be. And they seem like someone that actually cares about other people. They don't seem like someone that's hateful, unlike the other person that's spearheading this, you know what I'm saying? So I do feel bad to see this. A teenager that doesn't know how serious or how not serious something is. They seem to have someone that, I don't know if it's their follower or not, but they commented saying, you're taking this way more seriously than it should be. It's not explicit art. It's literally just fat Minecraft. It sucks you're letting them steamroll you and dictate your intent to you. And then Trout says, they definitely have a point. It was my fault. And then the Zarda says, what was? Drawing something innocuous just because you wanted to? Trout said, it could harm my followers' age. It can harm my followers my age. It sucks. It genuinely sucks to see, and I hate it to the most degree. You know? Because when you're a teenager, you don't know what you think is right or wrong. You do things innocently. You know? When I was 16, I just played games, and I never understood why people always got so angry on a game. I just wanted to have fun and play. I know, that's crazy, right? Because, you know, around that time, no, actually, no, I don't think it was even 16, it was younger. I think it was like way younger, probably like 14. I don't remember. But I was like playing a game, and then I never understood why people always got so mad. I was like, I just enjoyed playing. I just like, you know, attacking and starting things, you know? As a normal PvP game you would do, or a grinding game or a PvE game, right? You want to test your limits. You thought you were that guy. You want to test your might. And well, I know the situation's obviously different. We're talking about art here, and I'm talking about a game. But what I'm trying to say is, when you don't know better or you're understanding other people, you start to gain a thought. You start to gain understanding, and you're forced into this submission to think and follow the narratives of what others want you to believe or perceive things as, because they are more, how do I put this? They're more strict. I think it's the nicest way for me to say it. They're more strict, and they like to put down what they feel as though that could somewhat taint you without understanding or knowing what they're seeing, because something like that could be harmless to the next person. It was some people in Monami's comments, in their comments, I didn't quite see that. Some people in there were just confused until like they're like, oh, you know, exactly, as Jim Bob said, they don't care, they just want to be right. Sorry, most of the people with the 18 plus emoji are some of the most stupidest people you, right? I just don't understand why they're so dumb. They got this pride, they got this ego. It's annoying. It's so annoying. And I'm only friends with, like, I would say one that it does not have that ego. I'm gonna say one for a reason, just in case any of them are watching this, of course. So I'm gonna say one. I'm not a law person. If that person actually, like, I don't think that's true, and it doesn't look like porn, you know. So before we get back to present chaos, I want to talk a little bit more about these two posts that I found. I read this earlier by Blitzen. Now, if I scroll down, there are some genuinely unhinged people, you know, the super people that's trying to I'm gonna just call them moral police or super poor moral police, where they start saying things like this, right? From cosmic to chaotic, he says, because you cannot control the action of despicable subhumans who are into diapers, fat, and their own feces. You hark on the goodwill of someone being like, hey, look out, because you are a fetish account, and you know you and all your buddies are predators, so look at you. Blitzen says, baby, I'm a child. If you mean predator. This is a 17-year-old. He's talking, this guy is telling a 17-year-old this, right? Was this directed to you? You're replying, so you have to be, right? But anyway, he said, no, it was information, and you still fail to see my point. You are like, no, it doesn't affect me. I'm a child, so I'm too stupid to comprehend. Okay, mate. Less it is, stay out of areas and medias you don't belong, like commenting on adult page acting like you're smarter than you actually are. Only pedo predators look at child and try to get them involved into fetishes. So how many of y'all on and around here, yo, this guy has said the most insane thing here. Like, it's like he lost his mind. The internet, all right, I'm gonna just point this out there. I think people have heard this before. Internet's not private. You post something on the internet, it can be found. And again, you guys also blasted a minor account. My bad. Mona May also blasted a minor account. So I don't know what y'all are getting at here. I don't know what the game is, but it's not making sense. Now here comes the second one. So this dude named Red Bastard. Okay, with this. Number 1, block the account and don't interact. It's an underage person. Okay, if that's something he's going to do. All right, cool. 2, stop answering with your 18+ account if you see them. That's a minor, bro. I guess. As long as you're not saying something inappropriate. I just think if you don't say something inappropriate to them. But then again, if your account's like minors do not interact, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Why are you texting them? Why are you replying to their stuff? Not texting them, sorry. Why are you replying to their stuff? Just because a drawing doesn't have sexual content doesn't mean it's safer work. Vor and all that stuff, it's 18+ stuff. Sorry, I don't want my speech going. I will fully disagree with this one line here. I'll fully disagree with this one line here. But that's not why I'm showing you this, right? He's about to say something at the bottom that the reason why most of these guys are afraid, right? Most of these 18+ guys are afraid. Where they have this different view, they have different high horse, this thing that they imprinted in their mind, right? I mean by 18+ guys, I mean like people that make NSFW content, all right? That the minors do not interact. Pup says, don't you have anything else better to do, bro? Red Bastard said, you are right. We totally should let an underage person interact with an adult stuff in NSFW spaces. And not only especially adults who do not check their profile with their age know about it. Not even block them. No, so mean, bruh. Pup says, what if they turn 18 tomorrow? Are they still considered underage? Now, this guy is about to be strange. This Red Bastard guy about to be strange. Ready? He says, I don't give a single fuck. Like, literally. They can turn 18 in an hour, a month, or a year and still be blocked by me in all ways because they put themselves and other adults unaware of their age at risk. Just because y'all don't go view somebody's profile, because the dude's age was always there. Not dude, sorry for the misgendering. Their age is always there. Their age is 100% always there. So I don't understand his statement here. No one's not unaware of nothing if you go look at the profile. So Pup says, do you hear yourself? Bro, I'm done with this shit. Twitter MFs is like, you pisses me off. And Red Bastard says, oh, sorry for not wanting to interact with minors who's making fetish content. Like, what's your point? Seriously. And minors do not interact, but I'm evil for not wanting to interact with a minor while I'm an adult. Baludo. I don't know, bro. This post kind of says otherwise. If you never interacted with this person, why are you interacting regarding the situation with them? I just don't understand. No, actually no. I think he said it up here, right? I guess because he sees his like followers or something. It has to be so. I don't know how Twitter works, so I guess he like sees followers or his people's like commenting or retweet. But then again, whose fault is that? I don't know why you didn't just say like, bro, block this person and move on. And the fact that every one of your followers got to do what you got to do is insane. But I guess, right? Yeah, I agree with Pup here. Imagine, that don't make sense. This Red Bastard guy has already determined Shroud's life just from being 18. Like, unforgivable. By the words up here. Even if they turn 18, brother will not care. He won't. He said, do you hear? And Pup totally told him, do you hear yourself? And his response is, sorry if I don't want to interact with a minor. What? So if he turns 18, he's still a minor to you? Pup then says, my point is that you should leave them alone. Block all you want, but don't share your call-out bullshit here because I'm sick of adults like you who quote-unquote save lives. So, get ready for this one. Is it the first? No, it's the last line, by the way. Teen post fetish. I don't know. That's so disingenuous. It's not fetish content. I see some mutuals interacting. I post about it so they can block the account because it belongs to an underage person. Quote-unquote, you sick adult who pretends to save lives. I don't know why he's pretending like he doesn't understand what that means, but okay. Then he says, bro, I'm saving my ass and trying with others from being called a groomer. Guys, hot take, but you know, seeing a minor's account and what they posted, it doesn't make you a groomer. Did you know that? Oh my gosh. Wow, that's insane. Am I stupid? Okay, for one, Twitter allows a lot of posts. The internet is all on this. Whoever posts here, it can be seen if you go to the Explorer or whatever, right? So you're bound to encounter or see it either way. There's steps for you to be a groomer. Why we're skipping all the steps? You're just grooming. Like, what, bro? Do you know how stupid that sounds? This guy sounds stupid. I don't know what's been going on, but bro, Twitter must be hostile. And this is probably why it's crazy, because I was told that I'm gonna need Twitter for my YouTube apparently, so I can exist somewhere on the algorithm, because apparently they're using Google or whatever and it's required. But I gotta deal with this. I mean, technically I could have just ignored the whole situation entirely. But words like these actually do make my head like go, what is wrong with you guys? What do y'all see the world as? Because I'm pretty sure any old person looking in would just think, oh, that poor 17-year-old, that talented teenager is getting cyberbullied off the internet because y'all think it's something gross. Whose fault is that? You know what has all this in common? Just the VOR accounts complaining. Right, they know what it is, but the people that aren't into that or don't know what it is, they're sitting there like, what? What's your problem? But you know, that's everyone else's fault, right? That's everyone else's fault. So, okay. So, Nectar B, it's weirdly common for people to think fetishes that aren't NSFW, they are 100% are. All fetishes are 18 plus in nature. I'm also tired of having to explain that to people. Because every normal person that you're going to explain that to is not going to understand you. They're just not. Anyone that doesn't look into that type of thing or go into it's just not going to understand you. That's just how it is. Welcome to the world. And it's not something, there's a reason why they look for something provocative in its nature. It has to be provocative, or something that's basically, it's supposed to be drawing, you know what I'm saying? Because at that point, isn't there people that like hands? Are you gonna come at them next? What does this guy see? He'll come back when he turns 18 and start posting again. Some things he'll forget. You're weird. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Why are people like this do that? That's weird. Don't do that. I gotta admit, these guys have no awareness. Let's just get back to what Prison Me gotta say. You know, that reposted this work done by the 17-year-old, which is insane to me. So this is what they Shroud says. Whoa, he ate enough sulfur cubes to fill up an entire chunk. I wonder what used to be there. And it seems to be their Sona. I'm assuming this is their Sona. Just ate a whole bunch of cubes. I would like to state this is not worth the whole cyberbullying, because I think it's only NSFW material until you make it NSFW material. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense to anybody? Basically, what I'm trying to say is you don't see anything that could correlate for it to be orange. There's nothing to correlate for it to be orange. So why? Why was this such a big issue? Why was this a campaign? So here's my opinion. This is how I feel about it. Well, actually, I'll give you all the opinion at the end, but we're not done yet. Let's move to the next. Jack the Idiot guy says, call it again, minor making fetish content. It is so effing difficult to block minors doing this. He pings some individuals. This guy apologized, and this is the same guy from earlier in the previous screenshot. This guy's probably just trying to look good for him. I'm gonna be honest, because that's what most of these people do, right? They try to look good for anything, because obviously you don't want to be framed as some sort of groomer or someone that's like willing to say and do inappropriate things with individuals, younger individuals that you shouldn't. So of course, saying something like this would trigger a response that would involve that, which sucks for this individual, right? And what, they had 3,270 followers? They lost a lot through that. That's a good chunk. That sucks. That is completely cyberbullying, all because they think they drew some NSFW, because that's the type of stuff they're into. And he also puts, we won. You're happy that you harassed, sorry, not harassed. Well, I mean, technically it is. It was cyberbullying the 17-year-old for a brief, what, few hours? Hour or two, couple? I would not be proud of this. As an adult, I should not be proud of me harassing a young artist. I shouldn't, bro. So now we're here. I want to state my thing, right? Yeah, we're about to get into that. I believe if that you, as a young artist, should be allowed to create and make things with your own thoughts and feelings in mind. Obviously, you shouldn't be drawing anything that is deemed NSFW. That's not okay. It's just not right. So by all means, when I looked at this piece of art that they're making a big stink over, they were upset that this character was full of Minecraft chunks. That is the most goofiest thing ever. It's like y'all haven't watched a cartoon, because I'm pretty sure there was other things in media that did something similar to this, like in 2D animated shows and all that stuff, right? I couldn't even find the part that was so sexually gratifying, and somehow it was enough for these people to go off. So if you want my personal opinion, I think something like that's on NSFW if you make it NSFW, you know what I'm saying? It has to be if you make it NSFW. And it's the fact that these grown individuals are willing to sit there, right? These are adults too. Now you could probably excuse the 19-year-old. Like, they don't know better, bro. It's a 19-year-old. They probably just listening to everybody else, because each of us as an adult, right? They influence younger individuals. They do. You have the influence, whether you like it or not. You could be a creator that does content that's completely safe for work. You don't even know if there's someone younger than you looking, because you're not private on the internet, and you're not gonna care. You're not gonna delete your stuff. You're not gonna make a turnaround, are you? No, you're gonna keep doing what you like because you enjoy it. So why can't this young artist draw what they like because they find it fun? And the thing that they drew wasn't even, I guess I can see the argument if it was like another individual. If it was like another one of their own individual characters, I wouldn't even say much. But if it was someone else's, okay, yeah, I see the argument. I see the fight. But it's like, I don't see anything that was provocative or anything that could state the energy. So it's crazy to me that someone with such a big follower count, and then you have these people that one of them were like kind of close but 1,000 under, just pulled up on them and just completely flat out disrespected this young artist. I don't like people who bully anyone younger than them because they feel as though what they think they should post on the internet should be correct. That is gross. I think you should reevaluate your mind, your thought process, your mind here, because I'm pretty sure most of us as a teenager, when we was a furry, we didn't even know what a furry was. We just thought it was cool that there's these anthropomorphic characters. Like, some of us watched either PBS Kids or Cartoon Network, and some of us either we decided to make a character or a persona around that. So keep in mind, I don't know this young creator Shroud. I don't know his inspirations. I don't know anything like that. After all, I'm just looking in, and I'm seeing just these 3 adults supposedly just completely messing and cyberbullying a 17-year-old. Look, don't do this on your free time. If you got all the time in the world, don't bully a 17 or anyone younger. That's gross. There should be no need for that. Have some morals. Have some respect. Have decency. If you're going to try to make a point, do what y'all were doing before. Use the report system if it's that bad, I guess. Even then, I think it's stupid if you use the report in general. There's normal people that likes art and enjoys art, right? Normal people. But then y'all want to sit here and say any adult. Some of these, maybe these any adults probably aren't on the internet for content like y'all's. Maybe they just want safe for work, wholesome, or small content that's not to that degree. And I know for a fact some of you NSFW creators would like to switch to safe for work sometimes to just chill and relax. And honestly, I might make that into my own video talking about how I feel about NSFW creators. No, nothing really bad, but at the same time, they put themselves at a whole different form of ego, because all of them are in this circle, this bucket where you cannot do anything that goes over the limits of what they feel like is morally correct. Everybody morals and feelings are different, but let's be rational here, because that's what the one person, they were saying, like, they didn't see nothing, you didn't mention and no orange or anything, like nothing inappropriate. They were rational. They were being down to earth, and that's just thrown away with 18+ artists for some reason, because they see something that they like, that's their interest, being done by someone younger than them, and then they start a whole they start a campaign. They start this whole hate campaign about how this is gross, and if you don't see it, basically making other people feel like they feel dehumanized or demoralized by that, because obviously no one does not want to be painted as a groomer or a child predator. Nobody. And when you start doing things like that, they can't feel like they're safe. They don't want to they don't want to engage with no account where there's a minor's work or a teenager's work. Imagine you were a teenager and you like making art, and you saw a cartoon and you did something from that cartoon, and then you got these adults pretty much cyberbullying you, saying like, oh, this is you would not like that. The question you should be asking yourself is, would you like it if someone did it to you? No, you wouldn't. So why are you doing it to other people? Because you think that you're better than them? Y'all gotta be mindful. If you're someone like this, be mindful. Don't try to cater to everybody. Be mindful, be respectful, and be thoughtful of other people. And I'll always preach that, because this is not it. This is not it at all. You're not setting a precedent by cyberbullying someone off their platform. You're just not. That's all I have to say. Sorry to burst your bubble, but that's not actually all I have to say. I just want to bring up one thing. I bet I've been talking about every adult in this situation and things of that nature, but again, I want to go back to Shroud. I've seen many, if not a couple cases of this, especially on VR chat and a little bit online and other videos and such. There are minors that get affected by this too. They get the same feelings and emotions that you adults do when you're charged about a situation, and they always start feeling like it's their fault. And it's only due to the fact that because y'all want to talk down to them like you're their parents. Get a grip. Seriously, get a grip. You got to be more of a role model. You have to be more respectful and responsible, but y'all don't want to do that. Y'all just want to do y'all little freaky stuff in peace, and you blame other people. Like, you can do that on your own time, okay? Anyway, I'm gonna let this end now. I hope Shroud becomes better later in the future. I hope that the 3 main people that spearheaded this reevaluates. Hopefully. I have no ill will. I will admit it was disappointing to see. Very disappointing to see from other people that are an adult as well. Back to the end, I guess. Y'all tell me what y'all opinions are, what y'all think. If y'all think that someone, if a minor or a teenager, heck, a young artist, draw something that you think is borderline, should they be cyberbullied off the internet? You already know what I think. No. If you do want to learn more about me, I'll put up a playlist called Channel Talks. So you can do what you want with that information. Other than that, I'm ending the video here. Have a good one. Bye-bye.